This is for Nulu Mykoshla from the BBC. Just come to hand us the news that Melbourne Musos will be screening on Channel 31 at 10 o'clock tonight. Special guest on tonight's show will not be Yoko Ono. We cross now to Ms. Ono telling the BBC what she thinks of Chris's drumming. Ms. Ono also decided to have her first shot of the Astra Malaka vaccine. We cross back to see if there are any side effects. If you've just come home from a quick midweek vaccination and crashed on the couch, the BBC recommends you break out the Tim Tams, turn on your TV and watch Melbourne Musos. One last word from Ms. Ono.
I don't hold a set of drumsticks, mate. Ooh! Ooh! How's everyone tonight? My name is Chris Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos Facechook Live. Oh! Ooh! Ooh, ethereal sounds. The bells they toll for thee.
Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood return?
Hey! Oh, topical. Hey. All right, I'll take those down a little bit there. And I'll take Mr. Whisper out. Hello, as I said, my name's Chris Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos Facechook Live. Oh, the bells, the bells, the bells. I believe Edgar Allan Poe wrote a poem that I recited last year called The Bells, the Bells, the Bells, the Bells. What I'd like to talk about tonight, there's a few different things. The vertical and the horizontal. And I'd also like to talk about these bells, the bells, the bells, the bells. I'd like to talk first of all about a famous classical composer called Claude Debussy. Hello. There you are. Camera 2, camera 3 up there. Hello. And what goes on? He was one of the composers that broke a few rules. Because what he did, I'll put him up there, and what I've talked about him before, but he's quite famous because what he started to do was incorporate different things into his compositions, you see. And what it was, he started to incorporate things like the whole tone scale. That's pretty simple. You just start on a note and go up tone each time. Okay, for a guitarist, it's every 2 frets. Straight up you go, you know. And then what happens is he also brought in pentatonics. And which we all use and all that. But in doing so, he had to bend the rules with classical theory. So when I was coming up, and had to do, I might just take them out just for a little bit here, just for a second. Now, when he was doing all this thing with whole tone and pentatonics and stuff, he was deeply influenced by gamelan. That's why I've got the bells. Indonesian gamelan. Quite atonal in its own way, but still makes complete sense. It's wonderful stuff. Very jarring at times, but still. But what goes on is, when I was coming up, as I was saying before, what Debussy did with classical theory, I would, as a school kid doing music theory in school, grade 4 and 5, when I was a lad, I'd have big red pencil marks put through it. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, Quinlan, what are you doing? Detention for you. And I'd get it all going. And that's what would happen. And then I found out when I was doing my orchestration studies in the 80s with Mr. Peter Pierce. I wonder where he is now. Hello, Peter, wherever you are. And what it is you'd say, oh, you'd have to do that. You can't do that, Chris. It would create a hollowness in the piano and things like that. And I go, oh, I get it now. Ah, I see. That's why we have things like theory. Hey! I love those little black dots. Anyway, what happens then is that you orchestrate it to your instruments. In this case, Doris, the drum kit. Hello, Doris, how are you today? And then what goes on is when you're actually doing things like just basic rudiments, what so often happens is when you're actually starting out, you're doing things like, and your teacher would be, telling you the right technique, how to hold the sticks, or in this case, the mallets, and all this. And then what would happen is that you work through your rudiments, and you're wanging away on your practice pad with the metronome and all this, and then you're wanging away, and what happens is sometimes the sense of dynamics gets lost, you see, and also how to orchestrate. This is what I'm getting at, you see, tonight. And what happens, so I have a little thing that I call the vertical and the horizontal. And what happens there is I might be doing something like a single stroke roll. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Is that right, Mr. Quinlan? Yes, it is, son. Keep going, champ. There you go. Or like my old Harold, keep going, champ. I'll be back in 5 minutes. But what you do, what would happen is this. Why not get a set of mallets? Grab your hi-hat. Hello, hi-hat. And just make something out of it. There you go. You see? If I put the bells back on. All of this would have big red pencil marks through it if we were trying to do it in classical theory. And then Debussy's contemporary is the beloved Eye-gore Stravinsky, who would do things like create timelessness in his pieces like Le Sacre du Printemps by basically creating lots of different time signatures. Okay, and all that. And the wonderful London Symphony Orchestra, I believe, or the London Philharmonic, has a wonderful thing where they get to, they put it all up on their Facebook feed, and you've got to clap. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wonderful. So, you've got a few contemporaries at the beginning of the 20th century, which were giants of their time. Oh, my Lord. And here, Dmitri Shostakovich, okay, D, E flat, C, B, in Russian, made out the initials of his name. Did you know, Papa, that these notes type out your name? So they do, son. He found out when he was giving his son a piano lesson. And what happens is he would orchestrate. So getting back to orchestrating your drum beats. Why not go? I'm going vertically. Why not I go horizontal? Off you go again. Now this is classical timpani technique. Inside stick, ooh. That's the outside stick. Now we swap it over and we're going back up the other way. That's the inside stick now, you see, and that's the inside stick, outside stick, you see. So when you're mixing it up, there you have it, you see. So what can go on is when you're doing things like this, you're incorporating essentially what is timpani technique, and the other things that you can do with the vertical and the horizontal, all this stuff, is that you can go up and down like, wax on, wax off, grasshopper, When you're getting down, put in an odd number of taps. So if I'm going to do 5 again, right, left, right, changes the lead hand, you see, it comes down. Hippopotamus, you're coming up with your left. Taking a leaf out of Mike Patton's book. There you have it. I was listening to Mike Patton's first solo album, which was basically all just vocal sounds, which he made on a Tascam Porter studio. I used to have one of those in St. Bernard's College back in the 90s, and he basically, after a Faith No More concert somewhere on tour, he just set up his thing and just go, and all that, and then it became Phantomass and everything else. Then mix it up a bit. Oh. This is a double paradiddle. Using a long line here with my right hand and a triangle with my left. Right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. Oh, I cheated, I'm going there. Dynamics now. 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still a double paradiddle. Continuity.
Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands?
Scary, huh? Ooh. So I keep talking about ethereal business, and I try and change it up, but I still try and keep the continuity between it all and all that. Tonight's mallets. I did brushes last week and sticks and stuff. Tonight is mallet night. I like my mallets. A couple of things you can hit drums with. You can have the stick, you can have the mallet, and you can have the brushes, of course, down here. Hello. How are you? Oh. And there you go. And that's what goes on. And then you can have weird-ass things like these. Look at this. Hang on. Oh, I didn't think I was going to bring them out, but I might as well have a look at the broomsticks, mate. Oh, if I ever need to clean my drums, I always use these. If you're ever getting a bit stale of ideas, turn things upside down, like I said last week. If you're going to play a rock beat, change it up. Anyway, there you go. Now, I'm going to try and wrap the show up on time tonight. Hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. I feel like it's really quick. So, once again, I'm going back on continuity, sort of like lesson 5 of a series, really, in its own little way, in the sense that over the last Facechooks, what I'm doing is working out territories, like a la Gary Chester, very famous drum teacher to the stars. He would have territories right to left. the old paradiddle. Okay, the surf drummer's secret weapon. There you go. But I have more plans afoot for this show. And what goes on now is I'm going to play another one of these little ditties. Using these sounds as a soundtrack and subtext and all this sort of business. And what happens is I'm going to come in with that, if I can. Oh, and come in with that. Oh, and now here is a cautionary tale. Over the last few weeks, I've been doing some wonderful butchering. Winnie the Pooh, our little hero. Okay, but now it's his dirty little fat bastard cousin Clarence tonight. And here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is once again a little bit of a subtext thing. I hope you enjoy what I do here. Okay, butchering beautiful little children's tales. I hope you enjoy it. Hope they're topical. And here we go.
Greedy bear.
Greedy bear.
If there is one thing in the whole wide world that a teddy bear likes more than anything, it is buns. Big, sticky currant buns with sugary tops and squishy middles. A teddy bear will do almost anything for a bun and a gig. But for one greedy little bastard bear called Clarence, sticky buns and gigs were to be his unsticking and ungigging. Ragdoll baked the most wonderful buns in the little toy cooker. Clarence would ask Ragdoll, "Are they cooked?" And Ragdoll said, "They're cooked, mate, cooked!" She baked big buns and small buns, ice buns and currant buns, bath buns and cream buns, and even hot cross buns. She shared them out amongst the toys in the playroom, and everybody loved them. But no one loved them as much as fat bastard Clarence. "If you'll give me your bun, I'll polish your boots," he'd say to Tin Soldier. And sometimes if Tin Soldier was not feeling too hungry, he'd agree. There was always someone who would give Clarence the fat bastard their bun in return for a favour. And sometimes Clarence the fat bastard would eat 5 or 6 buns in one day. Then he'd be busy washing the dolls' dresses, brushing Scotty Dog's fur, or cleaning the toy policeman's car. He would even stand still and let the clown throw custard pies at him. So you see, fat bastard Clarence the bear was not a lazy bear. He was a greedy bear. And in spite of all his busyness, he was becoming a rather plump little fat bastard greedy bear. All those buns were starting to show around his middle, and his fur was beginning to strain at the seam. Then one day Clarence rushed into the playroom full of excitement. His owner, Penny, had told him that there is a gig next week, and she was taking him to it. She says there will be honey sandwiches and ice cream and biscuits and lots of buns. Clarence the fat bastard bear told the others, rubbing his hands together, "I can hardly wait. In fact, all this excitement has made me hungry, so I think I'll have another bun before the big gig." And he took his big sticky bun out from under a cushion where he'd hidden it earlier. "Oh, Clarence," said Rabbit, "one of these days you will simply go pop." "Just be happy I don't like carrots," said Clarence the fat bastard with a smile. Well, that week, Clarence was busier than ever. Every time he thought about his door-take gig, it made him feel hungry, and then he'd have to find someone who'd let him have their bun. He ate bun after bun, and would not listen when Ragdoll warned him, "Are they cooked?" And Clarence the fat bastard said, "You might, they're cooked, mate, cooked!" But Ragdoll warned him that his back seam was starting to come undone. The day of the teddy bear's picnic and gig dawned, and Clarence yawned and stretched, ready to pack up his drums. Smiling to himself with excitement, he thought, I will have one more bun. I just have to make sure it's cooked. But as he stretched, he felt a strange popping sensation all down his stomach. He tried to sit up in bed, but to his alarm, he found he could not move. He looked down to see that the seams around his tummy had popped open, and his stuffing was spilling out all over the bed. Help, he cried, I'm exploding! Just then, Penny woke up. Oh, Clarence, you little fat bastard, she cried when she saw him. I can't take you to the door take gig like that. Penny showed fat bastard Clarence to her mummy, who said he would have to go to the toy hospital. Clarence was away from the playroom for a whole week. No gigs for him. Poor little fat bastard having his stomach pumped. But when he came back, he was as good as new. Some of his stuffing had been taken out, and he was all sewn up again. He had had lots of time to think in the hospital about what a silly, greedy bear he had been. How he wished he had not missed the picnic. The other teddies said it was the best day out, the best gig ever, even though they did not get paid. And only 5 people turned up. It was a bit cooked, mate, cooked! And Penny got Rabbit to play drums instead. So you see, Clarence the fat bastard was just shit out of luck because he always thought it was his way or the highway. Clarence asked Rabbit how the gig really went. It was terrible, moaned Rabbit. We didn't have any fold back. The first 2 bands went overtime and I had to cut 3 songs. Oh! I did save you a bun though. It was on the band rider. 1 bun. And he pulled a big sticky bun out of his pocket. No, thank you, Rabbit, said Clarence, the not-so-fat bastard bear. Funnily enough, I've gone off buns and door techniques too. Of course, Clarence did not stop eating buns for long, but from then on, he stuck to 1 a day, and he still did favours for the others, only now he did them for free, just like his gigs. The end.
I love doing them! It's Clarence the fat bastard bear, Winnie the Pooh's cousin. I hope you enjoyed that cautionary little tale. Only 1 bun on the band rider, mate. Bear. Oh, bar's already closed. But everyone flogged my drum kit. Sorry, mate, bar's closed, mate. Bar's closed. Oh, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3 up there. Hello, audience. Yeah. All right. I'll have this up tomorrow. And with Channel 31 on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. There you go. Ooh. I do hope you enjoyed it. It's been a big week. I usually say that. And check out Claude Debussy, Eye-gore, Stravinsky. The rates have gone up. Vertical and horizontal. And for everyone in lockdown, best of luck. As we're coming out of ours, you're going into yours. Get vaccinated, get the Astra Malaka, get the Pfizer, get whatever you can, and wish everyone the best of luck, seriously. And for all those in power,
Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed tonight at the blood that's on your hands? Could I ask you whether you feel a little embarrassed